Breaking! Did you hear the one about reality TV's biggest meltdown yet? Oh? You haven't? Buckle up. Because this is juicier than your grandma's Thanksgiving gossip turned viral TikTok. Bambi, the queen of tears, stage sobs, and oh no, they caught me. Confessions is finally facing the music, and it's not on a reunion special. Nope, this time. It's the courtroom, lights, cameras, and well, real consequences. But hold on, what if I told you that the pregnancy everyone believed was as real as a unicorn in a boardroom meeting, and Scrappy, yes, the man who somehow survived every plot twist without so much as a paper cut, is walking away cleaner than a whistle while Bambi's entire empire of fake tears crumbles? Oh, and Tasha K, she's not just a truth teller. She's a nuclear bomb of receipts ready to blow the scandal sky high. So, are you ready to see the receipts, the lies, the fake DNA, the staged baby bump, and every jaw-dropping twist that's got the internet losing its mind? Trust me, you don't want to blink, because one second you'll think this is a TV script, and the next you'll realize it's real. It's messy, and it's about to ruin careers. Stick around. Because the tea is hotter than a Georgia summer, and we're spilling every drop. Asterisk, alright, grab your popcorn. Because if you thought reality TV drama had limits, Bambi just shattered them completely. She, once hailed as the innocent heartthrob of tearful confessions and emotional vulnerability, is now facing a storm the likes of which even the most dramatic reunion special couldn't contain. And standing across from her is Tasha K, the journalist, who doesn't just report stories but obliterates them with receipts hotter than a Georgia summer afternoon. And then there's Scrappy, somehow wandering through the chaos like a man in a hazmat suit, dodging fake pregnancy rumors, stage sobs, and public outrage to emerge cleaner than anyone could have predicted, leaving the internet collectively gasping and questioning reality itself. The drama started long before the courtroom, with Bambi building a reputation as a queen of manufactured sympathy, the artist of bending reality for entertainment value, the master of manipulating public perception with rehearsed tears, sudden heartbreak claims, and confessionals that had the audience believing every word was raw emotion. When behind closed doors, production insiders whispered of calculated strategies and psychological manipulation designed to flip viewers' emotions like a switch. And then came the reunion that changed everything. A backstage confrontation with Tasha K captured in raw, unedited grayscale footage that left no room for performance or spin, showing Bambi lunging, grabbing arms, slapping phones, screaming with rage. A moment so raw and unfiltered that it blew the carefully constructed image of the innocent, tormented star to pieces. Social media exploded as fans realized the pregnancy, the tears, the emotional breakdowns, everything that had been fed to them for weeks was orchestrated and in some cases completely fabricated. Tasha K revealed the DNA file, the pregnancy claims, all of it fake, sending the courtroom and the online world into a frenzy. While Scrappy stood by quietly, blindsided by a plot he never signed up for, exonerated, but visibly shaken by the realization that he had been dragged into a manufactured storm, and Bambi's carefully built empire of sympathy and attention began to crumble in real time. Behind the scenes, sources painted a picture of production offices littered with strategy manuals, sympathy plans, and scripting sessions where every tear, every sob, every anguished moment was calculated to manipulate the audience's emotions, and insiders admitted that the goal was never truth, only ratings, with Bambi's performance as a centerpiece of a psychological machine designed to control perception and flip public sentiment on demand. The lavish spending on sets, wardrobe, lighting, and retakes created an environment where authenticity was an illusion and performance was mandatory, ensuring that Bambi's emotional breakdowns looked flawless on camera while Scrappy and others were left reacting to a reality that was only partially real. Meanwhile, Tasha K spent months collecting evidence, building a case not just for the courtroom, but for the audience that had been unknowingly complicit in consuming manufactured drama. And when the trial began, it was clear this was not just about a single act of violence, but a systemic unraveling of the narrative that had been sold to millions of viewers. Every testimony, every revelation, every piece of footage presented exposed the mechanics behind the facade, showing how Bambi, though responsible for her actions, was also a product of a machine designed to exploit emotion, amplify conflict, and blur the line between reality and performance. Fans and critics alike watched in disbelief as the truth unfolded, seeing the star they once cheered for reduced to a figure caught in her own web of deception, with Tasha K holding the receipts like a weapon of justice and Scrappy walking free, untangled from the drama that had dominated headlines for weeks. The courtroom became a stage for unveiling not just an assault, but a meticulously crafted illusion, a demonstration of how fame, manipulation, and carefully staged storylines could converge to create chaos, ruin reputations, and leave everyone questioning what was real, what was performance, and what the consequences would ultimately be for those who played the game, without realizing the rules were rigged. By the end of the first day of testimony, it was clear that this was bigger than a single altercation. It was a full-scale expose on the ethics of reality TV, the human cost of manufactured drama, and the way public perception can be weaponized by those who know how to exploit it. And as the evidence stacked up, the world waited, riveted for the next revelation that would push Bambi closer to accountability and leave everyone else wondering just how far this deception had gone. The courtroom drama intensified as Bambi's carefully curated image began to crumble under the weight of evidence, with Tasha K presenting every piece of footage, every leaked message, and every confession that exposed the intricate web of deception behind the scenes, revealing that the supposed pregnancy, the emotional breakdowns, and the sob stories that had captured the public's attention were not spontaneous acts of vulnerability but meticulously staged events, designed to manipulate viewers, ratings, and even co-stars. While Scrappy's testimony revealed how he had been completely unaware of the fake narratives, forced to navigate a landscape filled with false assumptions, staged scenarios, and media spin that made him the unwitting villain in a story he never auditioned for, leaving the audience in disbelief as they realized how expertly Bambi had performed her role in the reality television machine, pushing boundaries and exploiting trust until it all came crashing down in the glare of court scrutiny. And as Tamika, a former junior producer, took the stand to corroborate Tasha K's revelations, she described how Bambi personally approved scripts, guided camera angles, requested multiple takes to ensure the perfect emotional reaction, and coordinated with producers to maximize sympathy, creating a system where reality and fiction were so intertwined that no one, not even the participants, could distinguish between the two. And the testimonies painted a vivid picture of the mechanics behind the illusion, showing that Bambi's aggression toward Tasha K was not an isolated incident, but the climax of weeks of manipulation, lies, and staged emotional coercion. And when Spice, another insider, revealed that she had suspected the pregnancy storyline was fabricated due to the absence of medical appointments, wardrobe changes, or authentic behavioral cues, the courtroom erupted in shock as it became clear that the entire season had been a performance, a production designed to manufacture drama at the expense of truth, authenticity, and human relationships. And as the prosecution continued to present raw, unedited footage of rehearsals, confessional practice, and discussions of narrative strategy, Bambi's composure began to falter, her hands tightening around the arms of her chair, her eyes downcast, as the evidence showed that her violent outburst was less about spontaneous rage and more about the collapse of a carefully constructed illusion, a system she had helped build but could no longer control. And Tasha K's meticulous presentation of receipts and first-hand accounts left no room for spin, demonstrating that Bambi's entire performance, from tears to sobs to the alleged pregnancy, had been orchestrated to manipulate public perception while keeping Scrappy in the dark, a revelation that not only exonerated him but highlighted the extent to which Bambi had weaponized emotion, narrative, and social media to maintain control. And as jurors absorbed the full scale of the deception, the tension in the room became palpable, with every observer realizing that what they had witnessed on television was a masterclass in manipulation disguised as reality. And the social fallout outside the courtroom mirrored the chaos within, with fans, bloggers, and online commentators debating, dissecting, and sensationalizing every new detail. While the evidence mounted, the weight of public scrutiny pressed down, and the narrative that Bambi had so carefully controlled for months began to unravel, exposing the human cost of performative reality, the dangers of unchecked production power, and the consequences of manipulating truth for entertainment, leaving everyone involved to confront not only the legal ramifications, but the personal and social repercussions of a story that had grown far larger than anyone could have anticipated. And as the courtroom proceedings continued, the focus shifted to Bambi's accountability, the ethics of reality television, and the broader implications of a system that rewards deception, drama, and manipulation. And by the time the final testimonies were given, the full picture had emerged, showing a complex interplay of ambition, fear, and calculated performance, where one woman's pursuit of sympathy had sparked a cascade of exposure, revelation, and chaos, and the audience could only watch in stunned fascination as the truth of the season, the fake pregnancy, the orchestrated emotional breakdowns, and the unintended victims like Scrappy were laid bare, revealing a reality far stranger, darker, and more manipulative than any viewer could have imagined. So now that you've seen the receipts, the lies, the fake tears, and the drama that no script could ever truly capture, I have to ask you, what do you think about all of this? Was Bambi just a product of a toxic system? Or was she willingly playing the villain for fame and attention? Can Scrappy really walk away clean after all of this chaos? Or is this just the calm before the next storm? And Tasha K, the woman who held the truth in her hands and didn't blink, does she finally get the recognition she deserves for exposing one of the biggest reality TV manipulations in recent memory? These are the questions that don't have easy answers, and that's exactly why you need to stay tuned, because the story doesn't end here. If you thought the courtroom revelations were shocking, wait until you see what's coming next in the world of celebrity exposure, manipulative production tactics, and social media firestorms that make this look like a Sunday picnic. So hit that like button if you're thirsty for more scandal. Leave a comment with your hot take on who is really at fault. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss the next deep dive into the truth behind the headlines, the chaos behind the cameras, and the stories everyone else is scared to tell. The truth is messy, but you're here for it, right? Asterisk.